Greetings, here we are with another delightful video, and this time it's a little bit something different. Occasionally I will do something like this, and I'll probably do more of these kind of products. But this is Cairn. I believe this is the first edition of it. The second edition should be out in the near future. First and foremost, this is a very rules-light TTRPG, as you can see. There is no exact terminology for the exact degrees of rules light. Most people think Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition is rules light. Technically, it's kind of like a moderately heavy rule system. It's not really heavy. So if it's like on a scale of 0 to 100, like 0 is no rules at all and 100 is the most rules. And 50 is literally exactly the middle, the theoretical middle zone. Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition would be, say, like a 60 on the scale. This is around, say, like a 15. First and foremost, there is only probably about 20 pages. It is written by Yochi Gal. This is fairly inspired by, say, like more classic D&D, and is in fact more in line with the playstyle of basic D&D and OD&D. So you get a feeling there. The difference is that this is a system that has only 3 stats instead of 6. I believe it only has strength, dexterity, and wisdom. It's also a classless system. This is the basic premise, the principal components of the system and goals. This right here, the principles for the warden. The warden is the game master, and then there's principles for the players. Character creation process, which is actually quite a quick strength, dexterity, and will system, or will. So you have literally the complete character creation process right there. As an example, you got a name background generator right here. You can roll a d20 multiple times. You got character traits, which have no mechanical effect on your character. They're just flavoring, like tattoo, hair. The character has soft skin, rough skin, etc. D20 table for starting equipment, so you can roll for your starting armor, your starting helmet, shields, and so forth. You got spellbook 100, so you roll for your spells. Everything in this book can be rolled for pretty much, with a few exceptions. You have optional gear packages right here, just in case you're not entirely sure, but you want to play like a dwarf or a magic user. You can actually freely blend your different class concepts together, as it's all about what equipment your character has that makes the character and whatever they want. There's the basic rules right here for abilities, saves, healing, deprivation and fatigue, armor, NPCs, wealth, hirelings, spellbooks and scroll, casting a spell, relics, combat rules right here. It continues on to this next page here. You have a scars table. You have a short bestiary, which is only a single column here, with rules on creating creatures, just in case you need more creatures. By the way, there is actually another bestiary book about roughly the same size that has another 100 creatures in it. You have the 100 spells right here for the system. You have the character sheet, which is pretty darn simple in itself. And then you have a rules summary that covers all the basics. You have a nice piece of artwork right here. And then you have multiple blank pages, which you probably can use for writing notes or homebrew into it. Overall, this, if I remember correctly, this sells for somewhere between $5 and $9. This is a very good, really light TTRPG for a group of new people who want a system that is extremely simple to play, and you can flavor and adjust it as you feel. This, to be technical, many people will refer to this as an OSR product. I sort of think of this as something as an OSR adjacent product. There is the proper OSR, which is directly in line with replication of various D&D systems. And there is the Type 1, Type 2, Type 3, or first generation, second generation, and third generation. First generation OSR products, or Type 1, is exact clones with the names scratched off. Type 2 is the systems with updates to the rules that change it from the classic version to more modern. Say, like, instead of having descending armor class, you have ascending armor class. You have a few more character class options and so forth. And a few more features added in to the game. And then you have the Type 3, which is you heavily modify an aspect or a few aspects of the system to take advantage. Say, like Lion and Dragon uses a ritual system instead of a normal Vancian magic system. So there you go. Or say, like, you can look up my Lion Dragon video or the Baptism of Fire video to get see more on that. So OSR adjacent is basically something that is inspired by the OSR, may take some cues from it, but it is radically offset from it. It's not directly compatible with the OSR. Most OSR products within, say, like the types and the replications of editions will typically be cross-compatible. Lion and Dragon is typically very compatible with BX and Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. You'll have Sword and Sorcery, which is very compatible with OD&D or Classic Dungeons and Dragons, and so forth. There probably should be more of a in the OSR regulated order of terminology and symbols, referencing 1E OSR, Type 1 or something like that, Type 2 second E OSR product, and so forth. Like second edition, this is a product like Golden Glory is a second edition retro clone of Advanced Dungeons & Dragons second edition. So that would be cross-compatible. You can draw stuff from there. And then there's also other systems similar in the same family. This is quite of a jump away from, say, classic. The closest thing is OD&D right here, with the exception of they take out a lot of the movement rules and they reduce it from 6 to 3 stats, and they cut it down. They remove the psionic rules, and he strips it down to the very basics, and then reduces it even beyond that, and then tailors the rules to be specifically very loose and flowing. Overall, I do say that this is definitely a good system for people who are interested in trying something in the OSR, but don't want to be overly complicated, and they want something cheap. And keep in mind, this is OSR adjacent or adjacent to the OSR. It's not the classic OSR. It might actually be kind of like Type 3 because it's heavily modified off into another subsection with great changes in the system itself that fundamentally change a lot of stuff compared to the standard OSR format. So I would say, considering that this is a book that's literally cost somewhere between $4 $4 and $9. It's really good. The artwork is really nice, as you can see. It's very well written. The text is well lined up. The only problem is it's all really small text, so people who have reading issues, like eyesight, might have a difficult time reading some of the small text. So overall, I would say this is a 3.75 star product. Could be a little bit more to it, more creatures in the book, but there's also the bestiary, which is very similarly priced is to this. That adds another 100 creatures to this. So there you go. At the current time of making this video, I have 499 subscribers. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe and like the video and share it. I will cover more stuff like this. There will be a link to this product in the description of this video. And I hope you have a delightful day, a nice night, a wonderful weekend, a magnificent month, and see you next time. Ciao.